Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and today we are back with Dr. Heather Norman Burgdolf. She's Extension Specialist for Food and Nutrition. Heather, why does it matter if we buy and eat foods that are grown or produce close to our community?
So, a diet consisting of more plant-centered foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes deliver both health and environmental benefits. And similarly, buying foods grown and produced in your community when possible, like meat, dairy, and eggs, reduces the energy investment that's needed to bring fresh food to your table. And research shows us that these choices tend to have a smaller environmental impact than others. So, it's a way that we can take care of the earth and our own human health.
What does a plant-based diet look like and why is it important?
Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, beans, they all come from plants and they are usually eaten really close to the form in which how they're grown. So if you use the USDA's MyPlate as a guide for building meals, then you're consuming a plant-based diet because really that's 75% of the plate that's coming from plants with your fruits, your vegetables, and your grains. We can think of plant-based eating on a spectrum. So for some, it's just simply prioritizing fruits and vegetables on the plate at every meal. For others, it could be more extreme, like vegetarianism or veganism, but it can be adapted to kind of fit your needs and your own preferences. So it's not you have to completely get rid of something else. Now, plant-based foods we know are nutritious because they have fiber, phytochemicals, vitamins, minerals. Specifically, fiber and phytonutrients are two important parts of nutritious diets that can only come from plants and have been shown to keep the body healthy over time. So, some plant foods can be a source of quality protein as well. For animal protein, consider buying locally raised beef, poultry, pork, or other animal based products to support Kentucky producers. Kentucky is rich in agriculture, so we're supporting our neighbors, our farmers, and we're strengthening our local food system. It's also important to keep in mind that there are multiple aspects of what we can call sustainability. So it could be environmental, it could be social, it could be economic. But when we're spending dollars on food grown and raised in our community, Kentuckians are essentially self sustaining the food system right here in Kentucky.
Heather, how can we reduce food packaging?
So when we eat more foods that are coming directly from the source, like these plant-based foods, these animal foods, we're going to be naturally reducing food packaging, which is a benefit to the environment for sure. Now, historically, food packaging was used to help with food safety, but often now it's used for convenience and for marketing. It's more space that food manufacturers can put information on it. Whenever possible, just try to recycle or upcycle food packaging because it is inevitable, just the way that our grocery stores and our food systems are set up. Maybe this means moving forward, you intentionally buy an item that you know you can recycle or reuse the packaging. So maybe a glass jar instead, so that you could then upcycle or reuse in another way, not for home canning, but for other ways that you could potentially use it. Maybe it means you buy in bulk, only if you know you can use the entire item before it spoils. So rather than individual packaged oatmeal, maybe you buy that canister instead because you know it has a pretty long shelf life. Shop your cabinets before you go to the store. If you're buying less, you're going to have less food packaging coming into your home, and you don't want to buy something that you already have on hand accidentally and you didn't know it. And then, the simple thing too of do you have reusable bags you could use? So that has been a trend for a while. We all have reusable bags probably laying around. Maybe the next time you know you need only a couple things from the store, you grab that instead to reduce the amount of plastic in that one-time
Mm.
single-use bag that you would have.
Do you have any tips for us on how we can eat more plant-based or locally sourced animal foods?
The first thought immediately you think of is the farmer's market. Now, I know not every county has a farmer's market, but many do. So looking for local growers and producers there. And also roadside stands, even if you don't have an organized farmer's market. When you're at the grocery store, look in the produce section. Maybe you know that a few items are locally sourced, or even ask your grocery store manager if they're connected to any local farmers. It could bring local produce into the local store. I know community gardens are going to start popping up here soon. So, volunteering or establishing a community garden that's bringing fresh food right into your community. And finally, the last thing I'll mention at the last minute here is looking for a CSA. So, that stands for Community Supported Agriculture. This is when farms set up programs where you pay at the beginning of the harvest season, and each week you receive a box with whatever they have available in season. And this could be fruits, vegetables, eggs, or even local meat. So, looking around for a CSA.
All righty. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.